And welcome to Karen's Corner. It's Creative Wednesday today, and my mom is incredibly ill, and I'm also slightly ill, but slightly less ill at the moment, I think. And I had an idea for Creative Wednesday, so I'm the special guest star, Noortje from Books and Letters, an awesome channel that you need to check out. Has nothing to do with this at all. So I had an idea for a card, and I've never done it before, so it might turn out to be utter, something. But I'm gonna give it a try. So what you will need is ink. At least I'm using Distress ink. I'm gonna show you the colors up close once I know which I'm actually gonna use. But you can also use other kinds of ink, or you can use pencils if you want, or paint, or basically anything that gives off a color. So let's get started. You're also gonna need some masking tape or washi tape if you have it. Just rip off a piece, then cut off the edges. And it doesn't have to be neat, it's actually more fun if it's not. So you kind of want to give it a really torn look. This is probably something I'm gonna speed up the next couple of times. I'm just gonna do both edges so that you don't have one completely straight line. But you can also do straight lines or put different kinds of tape over each other, whatever you want, whatever you think is fun. Now, to make sure that it doesn't stick to the paper, because you want to take this off at the end, put it on your arm a few times, preferably if you have sleeves, because otherwise, ouch. I'm just gonna put it on my pants a few times and just tear it off so it's still sticky, but not too sticky. Okay, so I put it on my pants a couple of times, and hopefully it's not too sticky anymore. I'm just gonna place it right over here. You can see that's now slightly blue if you look up close because of the fabric of my pants, but that's fine. That's gonna come off, hopefully. So you take another piece and repeat the process, or do something different if you want to make it different. I'm just gonna do this again and speed it up. Here we have another piece. I'm gonna put it like this. That's my mom in the background, pretending she's really ill. Yeah, I have a bit left over. I'm not gonna use that. And oh, I forgot to put it on my trousers or anything, because my mom distracted me. So hopefully it won't stick, and if it does, you'll have a good example of why you have to put it a few times on your clothes so it doesn't stick too much. My mom's sitting on the couch with a cup of tea, feeling sorry for herself. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here. As you can see, I'm kind of making triangle shapes because I want to make triangle shapes, but of course you can make any shape that you want. And again, I forgot to put it on my trousers. I'm really, really good at this, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have another piece of tape, which I'm gonna put right over here. And I did put them on my trousers briefly. Then I have a long piece of tape, which I'm just gonna cut into tiny pieces and put them pretty much wherever I want. Now this is where I'm gonna place something, so I'm not gonna bother with putting too much there. There, I think this is probably the way I want it. This is what it looks like right now. As you can see, lots of tape. Some don't even really completely match up, but that's okay. That's just gonna be a fun look, hopefully. Now for the next bit, if you are gonna use paint or pencils, of course this doesn't apply. For paint, just use a brush big enough so that, you know, it's easy to put on there, but not too big so that you don't spread it everywhere. For stamps, you can use special, what do you call these, cushions, I guess? Yeah, special sponges, and that you can buy in craft stores, but you can also just take a sponge that you use in the kitchen or for cleaning and just cut it up into little pieces and use that. So I'm gonna start with one of my favorite colors. I'm gonna start with pink. So you just take the sponge, and I always kind of bend it a little bit and just press it on your pad. You don't have to press like really hard, except when maybe the ink is dry. I'm just gonna have to see. You don't really see anything, so I hope it works. Just take a corner and start sponging away. Okay, so this one doesn't really give up much color, so I'm just gonna press a little harder. There, that's probably better. And just sponge away. Mom, did you know your ink is dry?
I do now.
Okay, so that's one bit. I want to make another bit pink. I'm gonna choose this one. Be careful that you don't sponge too much in other areas. I just sponged a little bit here in a different area, but it's fine. It's fine, it's just ruined. Now I'm gonna use blue. Okay, so it turns out this is the last sponge we have nearby at least. So I'm just gonna cut off the top layer because I wanna use a different color. And now you can use it again. Also really handy if you just don't want to waste too much rubber sponges. So I'm gonna put some ink on here. I think these are all a little bit dried out. And I'm gonna make this bit blue. I'm trying to make kind of circular movement so you don't see too much sponge marks, but you still see it a little bit, but that's okay. I actually kind of like that. Okay, now I'm just gonna see how many colors. I have 2 colors left so that I don't accidentally have 2 colors next to each other. So I could make this one green, for instance, and this one green, these orange, that one orange. Now I think I can manage to cut off another layer, and then I probably have to use a different sponge. I'm going to use orange. Oh, the colors that I've used, I didn't really tell you, is for pink I use Spun Sugar from Distress Ink from Tim Holtz. For blue I used Tumbled Glass, also as you can see Distress Ink. Oh, it doesn't really focus, but there you go, Tumbled Glass. And the green that I'm gonna use is called Shabby Shutters, and the kind of orangey color that I'm gonna use is dried marigold. Yeah, it's dried marigold. So again, I'm gonna use my now tiny sponge and sponge away. And now all that's left is green, and I don't have any sponges left, so I'm just gonna use one of the special sponges for that. Okay, so now I'm going to tear off the paper, and hopefully, look at that. So you have to do this kind of slowly so that you don't accidentally rip the card paper, but this so far is going pretty well. But these were all bits that I actually did put on fabric first, so I'm curious to see how the other ones work. As you can see, the bits where the masking tape was are still beautifully white. Of course, you can also use a different background card. So you have, for instance, an orange background or something like that. Oh, these are the two that I didn't put on fabric first to make sure they're not that sticky, and they are a little bit harder to remove, but it still works just fine. So yay! And this is the end result of the background, which I think is pretty nice. Okay, so now for the text that I want to put on there, my mom had the idea to put a little flower over there with happy birthday on it. So I'm gonna show you how I'm going to do that. First I'm gonna take another cardstock and just put this one to the side. And then I'm gonna make it pink. Because I want the small flower to be pink. So I'm gonna grab a new sponge because I cut my other sponge. And just make a bit of the card pink. Basically just sponge away until you're happy. You can also of course use a colored piece of paper or color it with something else, like for instance with paint. So now we have this, and I'm gonna put my happy birthday stamp on it. For this I'm using Onyx Black Versafine, which is the color that I actually always use when I use black ink, and I think my mom does as well. Just pat it on here. Of course if you don't have, oh, didn't show that. Of course if you don't have stamps or anything, you can also just cut a picture out of a magazine or print a picture or just write it yourself. You can do whatever you want. I'm just first gonna put it on a bit of scrap paper to see if it's okay. Oh, pardon. Yes, that's fine. Especially with new stamps, you probably want to do this to make sure that they that everything's inked and it's working fine. And then I'm gonna kind of put it in the middle of my pink blob and hope that I left enough room everywhere. There you go. Happy birthday! Now for these particular flower circles, I have these punches, or my mom has these punches from Stampin'Up, I believe, yes. This is 1 3/4 inch. And the big one is 2 3/8 inch, okay. And I'm gonna try and figure out how these work. So you open it, and then you place the card upside down so that you can use the actual punch to see if it's where you want it to be. And then you just punch, and there you go. Perfect! So we have my card, and I'm also gonna punch out a white, bigger, oh, let me just open it, there we go, bigger flower shape. Make sure that there isn't any pink on there, and hopefully it won't go into my tea. There we go. So now we have the big one and a small one that goes on top, but the big one kind of fades away like this, so I think I'm just gonna sponge the edge, and I think I'm going to make it orange. So I'm gonna grab my orange, and for that I still have the tiny sponge. Just gonna put some ink on there, grab the piece of paper and just go around the edges. And you can make the edge as big or small as you want with your ink. And then if you place that there and have this there, oh, look at it! Now I want the happy birthday bit to be a bit higher, so to make it a little bit higher you can use double-sided sticky tape that you can get at probably every craft store and a lot of you know, stores that sell stationery and stuff like that as well. But I'm gonna use foam tape from Stampin'Up again. This is not a sponsored video. Which is already in tiny little shapes, which is kind of handy. And you just take off the bit of paper before you put it on your other paper, because otherwise when you try and tear it off when it's already on here, you might accidentally tear the paper. I think I'm just gonna put one piece on there that's not entirely in the middle. And then try and get it a bit in the middle if possible. There we go. And then all that's left to do is to tape this on here. Mommy, how am I gonna do that? double-sided sticky tape. Okay, so I'm gonna use some double-sided sticky tape, but thin sticky tape, to make that stick there. Now these I do always put on first and then peel it off, because I never had a problem with these. So I just peel off the pieces of paper. And then I'm gonna put it here and a little bit to the side, so it's not completely straight. Voila! And you don't even really see the dark smudge anymore. And this is how it looks. Now of course I want to have some stock card behind it and create a little bit of an edge of some sort of color, maybe orange or green, or I have no idea. I'm gonna have a look. Okay, so I decided to go with kind of in-your-face bright orange, that's how I like to call it, and I think that will look really nice. Now to stick it on there you can use glue or whatever, and I used the double-sided sticky tape again. And just put some of that tape around the edges. There. And now just have to remove the tape. As you can see, I don't measure it or anything. I just kind of guess. So here they overlap a little bit, but you just have to pull off the top layer first, and then it's fine. Okay, you have to make sure that your card is the right way around, and then try and get it a little bit straight, which is always my problem. So I'm gonna try. Normally this is where I call my mom. There. Yeah, but she's ill. There we go. A happy birthday card. Really easy to make, and I'm really happy that it worked, because I just had this random idea and never tried it before. Yeah, I hope you really like this card and this guest star video of mine. I might do 1 or 2 more if you like it, and my mom's ill again or just too busy.
Thank you.
Or has a creative block, or all nice things. So let me know what you thought of this card, and yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see more Creative Wednesday videos and other videos about us. If you want to know what I actually look like, if you don't already know, watch any of my other mom's videos that aren't Creative Wednesday videos, or head over to my channel, Books and Letters. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a lovely creative day. Bye!